Okay, so good morning. Welcome to Woman at the Wheel. I'm Sue, and it's Friday morning. I got my second job of the week, the first week of January 2023, and I'm getting ready to go to Madilll, Oklahoma, and pick up a set of tie-together trailers. I'm going to haul them over to Stevensville, Texas. Or maybe it's Stephenville, Texas. I don't know if there's an S in that or not. I'm going to stop off down here at the driveway and put a letter in the mailbox real quick, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's 9 o'clock. I told them I'd be over there about 11, which this puts me pretty much right on schedule. I'll be right back. And I'm just going to flip this around since I figured out how to do this, I think. Sorry about that. This camera's bossing me around. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so that should work. That should stabilize it. And I think I'm good. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't bring a whole bunch of stuff with me. I didn't bring my overnight gear or anything. I may end up regretting that, I don't know. If I have to end up staying somewhere, I'm really going to regret it, but I should be able to get this done and get home easily in my 11 hours. And the weather looks good today, so I'm not worried about weather. A little bit of rain today is all. It's supposed to be relatively warm. Get the mic back in place here. It's supposed to be relatively warm today. And I'm headed for Madilll. Now, Madilll, Oklahoma is 77 miles away from me as the crow flies, but because I have to ride on the roads and I can't just go there in a straight line, it's actually 103 miles. So that's just kind of how it is. Nothing I can do about that. So today is kind of an interesting day for me. I was going to stay home if I didn't have anything going. Bill and I were going to go run around and see if we can find yard sales or whatever. And yeah, people do have them in January in Oklahoma. I mean, when it's nice, when it's warm. It's being pretty warm right now. But that plan got changed when I got the text to go to work. So Bill sent me down the road with his brand new Yeti coffee cup. It's gigantic. It's huge. And he thinks I'm really going to like it. His sister gave it to him for Christmas. So I was kind of surprised because the first thing he said was, you don't need to be, taking this off with you. He was just playing with me. So anyway, he sent it with me today. So I made two large cups of coffee and put them both in this thing. It's huge, and I'm not sure if I like it yet or not because it was kind of seeping around the top of not the lip of the cup, but where it opens and closes. I may have just not had it closed. No, it's rough road, it's bubbling up through there because it's bouncing around. So evidently you have to not overfill these for them to not leak. Even the fancy Yetis, that's okay. I work around this. The whole point is to have a giant cup of coffee with me, so I'm not tempted to go buy the Dunkin' Y and get fluffy coffee, which I'm not going to do that. Not today. I'm not even going anywhere near Dunkin'. I'm going to be turning east on Highway 29 right here, and this road will take me over. I can go quite a few different ways. I'll probably run over to Highway 76 and cut down through Ratliff City. It's kind of my normal route. I think it's a little quicker. If I take this all the way over to I-29, or all the way over to I-35, Highway 29 cuts north a ways once you get past Elmore City. And so it takes a little longer going that way, even though you're getting on the interstate and running pretty fast. So I'm just going to circumvent all that crap and probably go right down 76 and cut over on 53 to the interstate, and then hop on the interstate and follow that on down. I'm probably going to go in the back way, just because I think it's quicker. A lot of times I go in the front way, which is on Highway 70, and then I turn left onto 199 at Madilll and go up to the factory. But I can get on 199 at Ardmore and follow it straight over to the factory from there. So I don't know if it's faster or not. Beats me. We're gonna see what happens though. I am on Highway 76 heading southbound. I got a late start this morning because I got a late call to come in and go to work. So I'm on my way to Madilll to pick up a set of tie-together trailers, I guess. I think that's what it'll probably be. It usually is. To go down to Stephenville, Texas. So I'm trying to bust my ass and get over here so I got time to get this done before they close today. And I'm not sure how far it is from Madilll to Stephenville, but it's got to be 5 hours. So if I pick these up at 11, which looks like about what I'm on target to do, I'll get there about 4 if I don't have any delays. So I need to hustle, because I want to get that done and then just come on home. So what I'm doing too is I'm trying out this new setting on my camera. I'm hoping this will make for more clear pictures. I did a little bit of research on it, and evidently the automatic setting for the it's not the shutter speed, it's, dang it, I can't think of what it's for. Anyway, one of the automatic settings is not the optimal for moving videos. So I adjusted the settings according to what some guy on the internet who knows about these cameras was saying. So we'll see how it comes out. I'm hoping I'll get better video quality, because I haven't been crazy about the sharpness of my videos. Now my brother's got a camera like mine, except he's got the one notch better version. I may end up having to upgrade to one like his if this isn't going to work. I don't know. We'll see. Guy's blowing a lot of dirt. He's probably been out on all these rig roads, getting all dusty. like I had a little snafu with the camera there. I'll have to edit and piece all this together, but I'm just getting into Elmore City, or Ratliff City. Elmore City's the other way, Ratliff City. And I'm debating which way to go from here. I think I'm going to run on down to Highway 53 and cut over to Interstate 35. Depends largely on which way this truck goes. If he goes south, I may go east and just avoid having to follow him because he's running pretty slow. So I'm kind of hoping he'll turn east so I can go on south. But he's not using any blinkers, so I have no clue what he's doing. Good. He's doing what I hoped he would. Yay. So I've been, since yesterday, feeling like I've got a cold coming on. Got a scratchy throat. So I doctored it up last night with a bunch of vitamin C, honey and lemon tea, that kind of thing. Did the same thing this morning. Still scratchy, but I'm not running a fever or feeling bad otherwise, so I guess I got some kind of little bug, but it doesn't seem to be progressing, thankfully. Because I've had to work when I was sick before, and that kind of sucks. Don't really enjoy doing that. But I'm froggy. So excuse my coughing and itching, if you can. I hope not, though. I think it'll be okay. I'm 57 miles out from Madilll. So I should be able to get there earlier than I had projected, which is a good thing. So it's better to be earlier than later. So one of the things I did this morning, just in the event that I got a job, is I checked the weather all around me. Because I didn't know if I'd get sent into Colorado or Texas or where. And for this whole region, it looks pretty good. We've got a little bit of rain down here in Oklahoma in spots. And maybe some in Texas, but no wintry weather, which is awesome. This is something I really enjoy about this part of the country. We don't get a long, consistently cold, snowy winter like I'm used to getting up in northwest Colorado. It's completely different. And I don't miss winter one bit. I don't miss the snow. I don't miss below zero temperatures. I don't miss working out in the snow or driving on the snow or any of that stuff, so okay, this is I-35. And we're going to get on southbound here momentarily. my headset took a minute to come on. No. Okay. Morrison. Remind me, oh, that's up, yeah, north. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay, do you know how heavy they are? Oh, okay. Okay, so instead of doing Stephenville, I can just go to Morrison. Awesome, okay, I can do that. Okay, sounds great. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Cool. This is even better. I like this way better. Okay, so what just happened is that was my broker guy, David. And I'm still going to roughly the same place. I'm going to our yard, or to his yard, actually. It's not my yard, but the yard there where they park stuff. There's a little stack, which is two dump trailers, one sitting inside the other, and I'm going to haul those up to Morrison, Oklahoma, instead of going to Texas, instead of going to Stephenville with a set of doubles. So evidently they're due up there, and whoever was supposed to haul them didn't show up, so good for me. So I think it's about 3 or 4 hours up there to Morrison. I haven't been up there for a while. I used to haul, when I had my big truck running, I used to haul big stacks up there, like stacks of 3 40-footers or whatever, or a 40-footer with 2 30-footers on top of it, or whatever combination. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm on Highway 53 eastbound, and I'm just circumventing Ardmore entirely. If I turned right here on 77, it would take me right down into Ardmore. So I'm just cutting around the north side of Ardmore and cutting off about probably 10 or 15 minutes worth of stop and go time going through city type traffic. Not that Ardmore's that big of a city, but you know, slow traffic zones and all that. Okay, so this is awesome news. This means I don't have to worry about taking any wheels off anything. I may not even have to tie them together, because a lot of times with those dump trailers, they sit them down in there over at, it's probably Big Tex. They set them down in there, and then they tie it in right there at the factory. So they're locked together, and then we just go pick them up and haul them. And if there is any tying together, it needs to be done. It's pretty simple. So, but I doubt that there will be. They probably already got it locked down in the bottom of that trailer. So this is great. This is going to be much easier than hauling a set of doubles. So I'm good with it. Savage. Huh. Looks like another trailer outfit. Alright, okay. Looks like they're already tied together. Awesome. So this is what I'm hauling. Back up just a little bit here. That's what I'm hauling. This other thing sitting beside it, if you can see that, that's the gooseneck dolly. I'm glad I'm not taking that. Okay, somebody already tied these together and everything. Did they? do? How did they tie them together though? I hope they didn't go clear over the top. Kind of looks like they might have. Okay, I'm gonna have to go hitch this thing up. Okay, so I've checked everything I can check except my brakes. And I'll check those right now. And trailer brakes are working. So I'll turn them back down. I'll get in here and turn around and get the hell out of here. So I checked my lugs and everything because I wasn't at the factory to see that they checked them. And I'm sure they did because everything was torqued to spec correctly. So that's all good, but I'd rather check it myself and know it than to just kind of hope for it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so 167 miles, huh? Okay, that's just about 3 hours, just under 3 hours at 60. I'm gonna stop and start this again. Okay. I have to go down here and turn around because of this median. A-okay. So I checked out they're tying them together. They're sufficiently well strapped. So I didn't have to strap it. This is great. I'm getting paid for a stack load and I didn't have to do the strapping. Which it does not get much better than that in this business. So I'm feeling pretty fortunate right now. Pretty happy about this situation. And they're not super heavy trailers, but there is some wind drag, so I'm going to get crappy fuel mileage. So I'm not even going to worry about hurrying. I mean, I'm 3 hours away at 60 miles an hour. It's 11:24, so I should have no trouble getting these things delivered by somewhere around 3 o'clock. So I'm going to turn around here. So what I do have to worry about a little bit with this, not too much because I don't sit up real high, but I do have to make sure that I don't do anything like any really sharp sudden turns because I've got a trailer stacked on top of another trailer, as you could see when I pulled in and showed you this load. So I don't want to be like tipping it by turning too fast or whatever. So there's some weight back there, but there's more wind drag than there is weight. I can feel it. Pretty sure I've got the wind in my favor today. I think it's out of the south, which is nice for a change. So I'm heading north, so I'll get a little push. So maybe I won't get as bad of mileage as I was thinking I would get. Because look, this wind's blowing pretty good out of the south. I like these flags around. That kind of gives me a real good indicator on wind direction and wind speed too. Gives me an idea whether it's, you know, just a mild little breeze or good wind. And this is a pretty good wind today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back the way we came in and I'll turn north on 177 and go up through Sulphur, and then from there I'll go up through Ada, I'm pretty sure, and then on up. I'm taking the back way. I don't have any reason to be in that big of a hurry to get on Interstate 35. And Interstate 35 has the worst traffic of any road in this state, pretty much. It's just super heavy traveled road. So I'm just going to run the back roads. I don't have any reason to rush, so, you know. Go. I'll get off the road and get out of the way of all these people that are wanting to run 70 behind me, who haven't exactly been able to. Crap. They closed their old gate. Son of a bitch. Okay, they've obviously done something different down here since the last time I delivered. So I've got to double back. Gosh dang it. That's about annoying. Quite annoying, actually, to be honest. So the last time I was down here, they didn't have the yard farther to the south, and they had that north gate open. I guess that's a historical thing. Maybe we're not going to be doing that anymore. Nobody tells me any of this stuff either. So it's kind of like you just got to figure it out on your own. Of course, I got a traffic jam going now. Okay, so this added like 2 minutes to my delivery time here. I think I can live with that. Considering I'm still not working anywhere near as hard as I would have been hauling doubles down to Texas. So it looks to me like they built a whole new building. They must be selling lots of trailers. Lots and lots, evidently. Okay. Have to go in here and see where they want these. I knew where to put them in the old yard. I don't know what to do about this. So I'll find out, by golly. Okay, so I'm going to go run in here and see where they want these things. Take my paperwork. I shall return. So I'm going to pull around the back of the building and get these unstrapped. Not sure exactly where he's going to want them back here, but he said he'd meet me out here, so. Want them like here? Guess so. I got the straps rolled up and stashed on the back of the truck that have to go back to Madilll my next trip, along with a hitch that needs to go back to Madilll my next trip, probably. I took my bumper hitch off and stowed it in my toolbox. I do not leave my bumper hitches on the truck for two reasons. One, they're not welded to the truck. They're removable, and people like to steal anything that's removable. And I'm not really big on just giving away my $80 hitches or more, 80 or more. Just so, you know, some thief can come along and steal them when I'm in a convenience store or something, because it only takes a second to pull it off there. So I usually stow them for that reason alone, but there's another practical reason I take them off of there. So I walk around the back of that truck, the last thing I want to do is bust my shin on that damn hitch, and I've done it 1,000 times. Probably anybody who's hauled any trailers of any kind has probably done it 1,000 times, and it freaking hurts. So I just don't leave my hitches on there. So what I'm doing is I'm on Highway 64, and I'm cutting over west to Interstate 35. Now I've got a couple choices. I can run over to 35 and head south, or I can go on over to Enid and head south. That's going to be Highway 81 at Enid. I may do that. It's probably about the same time frame either way. It might be a little quicker going through Oklahoma City. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. I do that so that when I get home and go to review it, I can pull the segments down one at a time and edit them. And I don't have to wait 3 days for one big file to load in my editor. Not that I do much editing. I really don't. My typical editing consists of cutting out anything that's stupid, that I might say that's really stupid. So I cut that out. I usually cut out any of the parts where I get aggravated at somebody driving and like I'm yelling at them or something. So I cut that out. And then like super boring bits, I cut them out. And then if I cuss too much, I cut that out. Or if the video quality is bad, I just throw the whole thing away. So that's kind of how I edit. And then the things I actually do to the film, I put in little notes, like this is highway such and such, whatever direction I'm heading. Or this is such and such little town. Like right here, if this one makes it, then I'll put up a deal saying Perry, Oklahoma, going through this intersection. So you'll know this is the main intersection in Perry, Oklahoma. So I'm about 2.5 miles from the interstate from here. Really would be nice to have another cup of coffee. I may not even have to stay over in this lane very long. Okay, so there's a truck in front of me pulling a gooseneck trailer right here, this white truck. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about a sports chassis hauler. I'll try and get up here and give you a view of it. If you see this, it's a small semi is what it is. But it's actually got a truck bed on it, so it's not considered a semi because it has a truck bed. You see how it's sitting there. That one also, I don't know if that's propane. or if they're just using that as a diesel tank. I think that's just a diesel tank. That is a sport chassis hauler. And I've thought about upgrading to that back when I was hauling heavy stuff. But man, they're expensive. They are high dollar vehicles. Ridiculously high dollar. I found a really nice one. It was low mileage. It's probably about 5 or 6 years old. It had 100,000 miles on it. Probably had been used by somebody to pull a horse trailer. Or something like that, where it was just used part-time. Horse trailer, or RV, or whatever. But man, they wanted like $130,000 for it. I was like, no, don't think so. Okay, so this is pretty light traffic. I'm not going to even sweat all this other stuff. I'm trying to block a little bit of sun, but of course the sun's right in between my visors. Okay, now I'm not sure how bad my windshield is. It looks pretty awful from here. I cannot seem to get it clean over in the middle there. It just doesn't want to. For some reason, it's just not cleaning up very good. And of course, going into the sun, it's gonna make it look even worse. I don't know. I can't really tell if it looks really bad on camera or not, but it looks bad to me from where I'm sitting. So if it's bad, I apologize. I'll cut it out or something. So anyway, so I'm getting to the end of my loop here. I've got 35 miles to go till I get home, and it'll be dark about the time I get there. Looks like I should time it just about right to get home at dark. So this has been, overall, it's been a great day so far. Knock on wood. Don't want to jinx what's left of it. Gosh, this is a long curve. This is a really long curve. It's like a 2-mile curve. Now they just put in a Starbucks in Chickasha. I'm not going to stop because I already had mine. I don't need 2 of them in a day. One's plenty. But I can't get my truck, I can't even get my truck into their drive-through, let alone go around the back of the building. I don't know why they set it up the way they did, but instead of just having a clear shot around the building so you could just pull around, they put these skinny lanes in there so you can't get back there with anything bigger than like maybe a, I don't know, Ford Focus or some damn thing. Sure as hell can't get back in there with a truck. So it's not as handy as I thought it was going to be, because if I stop there, I have to get out and go in, which is not a huge deal, but you know, sometimes it's better for me just to be able to swing around, grab my coffee and go, make it a quick thing. So if I go in there now, like if I was to go over there now, it'd take me probably half an hour to get everything, because they're kind of slow in there too. They're new, and their people are kind of slow yet, so it would take me a half an hour, so I'm not even going to stop there. But I've got my favorite Starbucks I like to stop at in the region. There are 3 of them that I can actually get my truck through the drive up. And that one in Guthrie counts in that 3 now. There's one at Ardmore I can get around real easy. And the one over in Lawton, I can kind of get in there. It's a pain in the butt because it's always so busy. And they started actually giving people tickets for sitting out in the street waiting to turn in there because they were causing traffic problems. Come on, guy, get around me, would you? Get off my blind spot. Thank you. So anyway, I can get my truck through there, but it's not in the best spot to get into because it's always so busy. So basically that cuts me down to 2 in Oklahoma that I can actually get into real easily. That's probably enough, actually, that I don't have to get out and go in. But some of their parking lots are so small. This is something real common with Starbucks. Either they're in a big parking lot where you got plenty of room to get around, or they've got such a tight parking lot that you can just barely get in there to park, let alone go through their drive up. And I don't know why they do it that way. If they've got something against big vehicles, they may have, maybe the people that own them are, like so green that they don't want anybody in anything bigger than a little sedan coming through their drive-through or whatever. I don't know. Go figure. But they don't want to spend any money for parking, evidently, and even if they do, they don't want to make it like big enough parking for a truck. So, like, I'm not talking about a semi-truck, I'm talking about a pickup truck. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so I have to remember to send my check out in the morning, first thing. So I'll do that. My check, their check, the check they made me pick up. I'll put it in the mail in the morning. I know I'm kind of thinking out loud. I know I've already said some of this. Just trying to think of things not to forget once I get home, because sometimes when I get home it's like I just don't want to think about any of this stuff. Like, I'm done, I'm going to plug in the truck and go to bed. That's it. Just leave me alone. Well, I can't just necessarily do that. I have to be a little more practical and make sure I got all my work stuff done before I just, quit for the day. This is kind of slow going through here because the speed limit out here is 45 miles an hour. I'm not exactly sure why, because everybody gets out here and wants to drive 55 or whatever. But it's kind of a cluster, and then you've got these side streets. A lot of people have been hurt, and even a couple have been killed popping up off those side streets into traffic at the wrong moment. But once we get past this curve, things will start thinning out pretty well. There's just certain choke points in traffic areas, in certain areas that are always a mess, and this one's always a mess. It doesn't matter what time of day or night it is, it seems like this one's always a mess. It's just one of those. Now, just about all the cars that were behind me, and there were like 5 or 6 of them, they're all going the other way, so they're gone. So now it's open, it's wide open, cleared off. It's crazy. It's really bizarre. So one minute you're in bumper traffic, and the next minute it's all open. This place on the right over here, that's hand sanitizer out there, and those pallets and stacks. And that building burnt down. That's like 3 different buildings this same guy had. He was storing a bunch of hand sanitizer in them. Supposedly it was recalled or something. I don't know. I kind of thought he just had it and he was holding on to it, trying to sell it when everybody had a shortage. But all 3 of these buildings burnt down within a couple of months of each other. And they gave the guy like a $6.5 million fine through the EPA for ruining the ground, basically, because they were going in there and letting this alcohol-based hand sanitizer just seep into the ground at all 3 of these sites. He didn't even own 2 of them. He was leasing 2 of them. So he destroyed the buildings that he was leasing, and he destroyed the ground that it was sitting on by letting all this stuff seep out in the ground. And then, of course, it caught on fire and burned and burned and, you know, leaked some more, I'm sure. So, talk about a complete jerk. I mean, some people just do really ignorant things, and it affects a lot of people, because what that's going to do is it's going to affect all the people's wells around these pieces of property. We had a similar deal down in Duncan with Halliburton. They had a site where they were dumping some kind of really hazardous chemicals, or dealing with them, and they got into the groundwater, and a bunch of people lost their homes over it. They had to move out of them. I guess Halliburton ended up buying them because they were forced to by the court or whatever. But they had to, it destroyed these people's wells and hurt their property and their livestock and hurt some of the people, I guess. These were really crappy chemicals to have in the ground. So Halliburton ended up having to foot the bill to put city water to all of the residences around there, to replace the wells that they destroyed with their chemicals. Well, this guy's going to be in a similar situation, because all those chemicals he let seep into the ground now, you know, they'll get down into the aquifers below those sites if there's an aquifer under them. And I don't know, just what a bonehead thing to do. And then mysteriously, all 3 of them caught on fire right after he got a $6.5 million fine. I mean, like, no, that couldn't possibly be arson, could it? Okay, I got a call. I'll be back. I'm going to come in by the animal farm down here, just because I can. Okay, I'm going to hang up. All right, love you, bye. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about all that talk, and I'll do something with that in editing. But I wanted you to see that sunset we got going. It's gorgeous. But of course, I got to go away from it now. And I got the moon. Now we got the moon on this side. I'll try and pan over so you can see that. Got a full moon coming up over there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Should be able to. There we go. I'll go ahead and pan that a little farther. This farm over here on our left, they have exotic animals in there. They have zebras and elks, and they've had various and sundry different kind of critters in there. Caribou, I think. Water buffalo. I think they've had camels in there once or twice, but I'll let this go ahead and film as we go by. We might get lucky and see something. Who knows? We'll find out. If they'll be out in this field right here. Yeah, there's a lot of elk down in there. We'll see the zebras tonight. Lots of elk. so far away from the road you probably can't see them anyway. So, okay, we'll flip this back around, back into normal mode here. So I like this mount. I'm just hoping, he said I've got some packages there from Amazon. I'm hoping one of them is my new tri-mount for this thing, so I can get that mounted back up properly, get it more stabilized. Still moving around quite a bit, but I'm real interested to see if changing the shutter speed on this is going to make a difference on the quality of the video. Hope it does. I didn't really realize how bad this video was until I saw my brother's video from his Handycam. Of course, he's got the next level up. I've got the cheaper one than he got. So he's got more, he can go to a higher resolution than I can on this one. But man, look at these clouds. This is all stemming from this beautiful sunset we got going on out west of us, and as soon as we get over the hill, if we get to a point where we can see it, I'll turn it and so you can see some more of that. I don't know that we're going to, but if we do, there's a giant white cat sitting back there on top of a log. It's a big freaking cat. It was huge. Huge freaking cat. Some pretty impressive skies we've had lately here and over in Texas too. Okay, so the pretty stuff's more out in front of us right now. I think I'll just stay on the road here. I don't know if you noticed that big thing in that tree that we just went under. Kind of a big green thing in there. That was mistletoe. There we go. There's the sunset again. Bit of rough road there. Okay. I'm ready to be home. It's been not a super long day, but long enough. Turn this one more time because it's really pretty over there. How cool is that? Wow. Just wow. Okay. Moth just flew by. It's been such a mild winter. We have moths flying around. I've got bug splatters all on my windshield in January. This is crazy. But I love it. It's better than snow and sleet and rain and ice. Way better than all of the above. Okay, so thanks for riding along with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try and get it up and posted tonight. I'll see you in the next segment.